lovely people, it's Victoria. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I am going to fix my lipstick. Oh, I have some on my nose. This is MAC Russian Red, in my opinion, the best red lipstick ever, or my personal favorite of all time. I have this blue necklace that my sister got me from this boutique in Italy. It's so cute. And I don't wear it a lot because it's kind of hard to style because it's quite a statement piece, but it's these light blue beads and it's really pretty. Can't really see it from this angle, but my older sister gave me this halter the other day and it's bright red. It'd be really cute. If I was going out, I'd probably wear this with like jeans and like my white Converse or maybe my white Docs. Those would be cute too. Anyway, I wanted to make another touch base life update video basically because I said that I would take a break from uploading content for the most part until basically this week because I was working on a performance and I was hoping to release my record. I've still not released my freaking record and we're going to talk about that. I am still sober off of alcohol. I'm on day 52. And I am chilling. We're doing great. Not drinking on my birthday is going to be interesting. But I got a new therapist yesterday. I had my first session with her. That was really cool. I really do want to release my record, except I have I don't know. I'm in this weird place where like I thought I just needed to record the vocals and maybe some harmonies and maybe some additional layers to the instrumentation and be good, because I have one song done. I have one basically done. I just have to edit the vocals in there in a few little places. And then I was planning on doing 6 songs outside of that too. It's 8 songs total. But 2 of the songs I feel like need to be updated. I feel like I do want them on the record because they serve an important narrative purpose in telling the story arc that I'm covering within this project of all the stuff that's happened within the past 8 years or so since I released my first project, As a Dweller, in all its unpolished glory. They're really important, but I feel I wrote both of them a while ago and I just feel like they need to be updated. There's a lot of good stuff there, but it just needs to be tweaked. And I've kind of worked on that a little bit, but I'm sort of daunted by it because I have Summit Fever and I want to release this freaking record, but I want to feel excited about every song still. And I feel like I just judge it, especially because like I really fell into a tendency at a certain point in writing this record where like everything had the same strum pattern. And I had to make a conscious decision to try to set these songs apart from each other a little bit more. I can't tell if I have as much red spreading across my face as I think I do. I might. I need to get a new foundation soon, and I was looking up dupes for the Hourglass Ambient Soft Glow, which is what I have. I'm on my second bottle of it. It is my favorite foundation I've ever used. It's so incredible. I love it so much. However, it is almost $60 a bottle, which is why I basically get like one bottle a year or like every year and a half ish. But I'm due for a new foundation and I really cannot afford to be spending $58 freaking dollars on a foundation right now. Even though it is, I'm just looking at my brows, even though it is absolutely incredible. And I have the matching concealer with it too, so that also doesn't really help it as far as the price point goes. I'm just gonna like randomly do my makeup or do random little makeup bits while I talk about shit. But I was looking up dupes for it, and I guess the e.l.f. Halo Glow something is good for that, so I might have to get that. It's only $14 a bottle. I'm about to go to Seattle next week to see My Chemical Romance. They have been like number 1 on my concert bucket list for forever, and I'm seeing them with my sisters. It was a really funny story actually, because originally I got tickets for myself and my younger sister as her Christmas present, and I don't know why, but it didn't occur to us that our older sister would want to go too, and then she found out that we were going and she was super offended, rightfully so. And then the next day I checked if they were still tickets were still available for a somewhat similar price point, and they were, and they are in the row behind us, so that's fucking awesome. So in exactly a week I am very excited about it. But yeah, I need to judge those 2 songs because I really don't want to release the record without them. But I think it's going to probably take a little longer. And I'm getting a little... My Pride performance went really well last week. It went super well. I totally could have tripped on a guitar chord 100%, and I didn't. And I feel like that was the universe shining down on me. And it went like as well as it could have gone, and I was just really, really grateful for that. I wish I kind of introed... Because I dedicated my last song to Mateo, our family friend who passed away a little over 2 months ago. I wish I kind of explained that a little bit better in advance of the song rather than just saying it at the end. But it went really well. And I wish that I had my project ready. I was doing a lot of work on it right up to my prayer performance, and then I think I just kind of... It was probably a subconscious decision, but I just ended up being a little more relaxed this past week. Watched a lot of movies with family. I've been obsessed with K-pop Demon Hunters. Let me know if y'all have seen it. I covered one of the songs, and I'm probably going to cover more of them. The music is so good. It's kind of quirky in certain ways. Like, it's not a perfect movie by any means. I might make a full-on video because I have a lot of thoughts on it. I haven't made any videos about, like, TV shows or movies in, I think, over a year. And I wanted to talk about DCC too, because I saw the first episode of the second season, and I saw the entire first season of that Netflix show. I don't know if I want to watch the rest of it, but if I did, it would probably be to make a video about it, because I've been thinking about doing that for a while. I don't agree with a lot of their ethics and a lot of their practices and the way that they treat their performers in proportion to the expectations that they have of them. That would be an interesting thing to talk about. I respect the hell out of, like, all the girls that are on the show, and they are the most likable, most enjoyable part of the show. I feel differently about the other people. Oh, also, a few weeks ago I wanted to address that I got this comment about my teacher story time about, like, maybe you should address this in therapy. And initially, I was, like, super defensive in the way that I responded to it. And I was like, I work things out in therapy and in my journal, but I'm going to make videos about what I want to make videos about, or whatever the fuck I said. And it was, like, it wasn't the move. It was kind of really cringy. My sister found out I told her what I did, and she was like, ew, I hate that so much. I was like, I know, I do too. So I deleted it, because it was so obviously bothered. And I replied, and I was like, I replied really defensively at first, but, like, thanks for the comment. You kind of have a point. Because that is something that I do want to think about. And then someone kind of responded to me and was like, yo, they're kind of overstepping a boundary. Like, you're kind of fine. And I appreciated that too. But that is something that I thought about wanting to define my boundaries of what I share online. There are things that I don't think I'm going to end up sharing online and that I want to keep just for myself. There are definitely things that I do just want to keep for myself. I don't want to necessarily have every single part of myself online all the time. I don't think that would be good for me. So there are certain things that are sacred. They're probably not that many of them, but they do exist. But I want to be aware of that. I've been wanting to make a video for a while about the sort of pornification of our culture and the social discourse around that, about, like, the normalization of OnlyFans and the way that, like, sexuality as empowerment is communicated in different ways, and I think in a lot of ways miscommunicated, also from my perspective as that I've shared in some videos on my channel of having experimented with that kind of thing. It's probably, like, not the most convenient thing to acknowledge on the internet, but a big part of it that I think is, like, with being on the internet and stuff, just this sense of, like, it's like the thing of, you know, guys are gonna sexualize you anyway, so you might as well do it. It's almost like with the way that information can be obtained and hacked. Like, I just got $130 stolen off my fucking debit card from people spending it on Walmart.com, and I don't know how that happened. But, like, my Google Wallet got hacked or something. With all this shit, you feel vulnerable, and so it's almost this sense of, like, well, I might as well just put all my own shit out there, you know? And also with my previous channel, me getting it deleted, it hits me sometimes, like, how much of a heartache that was, because that was, like, such a labor of love and so much time and so much effort, and I just got it deleted out of just a mistake. It's just a really dumb mistake that I made in that experimentation phase. Um, so I want to be aware of that sense of like what's coming out of that sense of anxiety, what's coming out of that fear of like, oh, people. But at the same time, I want to tell, my own story in my own words. And I really have always just kind of shared everything. I've just always been emotional. And there were times that I felt like that was a weakness and that I was too much. And I didn't know who to talk to about certain things. And I just really, I get the forming of the parasocial relationship. But right now, I just like having my cozy corner of the internet where I just share my thoughts. And it's just a hobby. And I just connect with people. And yeah, I don't know. So that's why I wanted to respond to it. I was debating if I wanted to like actually continue talking about that and playing that out. But that really, kind of reminded me of like, I do want to be aware of, having lines for myself and boundaries for myself in what I share, and being aware of like, I have a very small audience right now. And I don't know what it's going to look like in the future. But I like having that connection and just having this just be like a bit of a journal of mine in a way, or just like a time capsule, and just kind of expressing myself in my own area of the internet, my own words. And also with the difficulty that I've had at getting a job related to my degree, and I'm sure that's a big part of that is of my own doing because of, shit that might come up in a background check or whatever. But also just like, I didn't have the best grades, and it's hard to like, it is hard to find a job related to a degree, like a real job or whatever, if you're not just like extraordinary. I feel like I fell into the average category as far as college performance went. Oh, but then that was a learning moment for me as far as like how I respond to comments, because I'm choosing to put my stuff out there. So people are going to have opinions about like, oh, maybe this is oversharing, maybe this is too much, whatever. It's not always going to be positive. But also that comment was not even hateful. It was critical, and like people are going to be critical, and some people might be hateful, and like I need to remind myself of that. That was a good reminder. However, when I felt a little bit, oh, maybe I shouldn't have reacted that way, I felt better when I saw the way that Brooke Schofield has been reacting to comments lately. I just had to add that in because she got engaged recently, and then the other people were like making videos criticizing her fiance because of that whole thing. I think I was talking about it in a video a while ago of the allegations of him dating like a 15 or 16-year-old when he was way older. I forget exactly how much older. I think like 20, I think he was 24, I want to say. And she was just saying like, no one can prove that. There's no evidence that it happened, and there's no one that's saying it happened. And that girl would literally tell you herself that it's not even true. She was like speaking for the girl. And the iconic fucking moment where Brooke Schofield, who has admitted to just making shit up when she feels like it, said people don't care about the truth because the truth is inconvenient. That was such a funny line. It's like, babe, I don't think you should be the one to be saying that. Yeah, I felt a little better about that. But also that whole discourse with the girl with the microbangs, Brooke was being a little mean girl in that, but also that girl was being like definitely overstepping. Even though, she has BPD herself. Just people like, I kind of saw the point, but I don't know. I just felt like it was overstepping. I felt it was a little assumptive to be like, wow, it's that BPD coming in, and that's why she's with this dude. And yeah, like I get why she would be a little bothered by that, but Brooke was a little mean girl in her response. Not to be that bitch, but like I have someone, close to me in my life that has borderline personality disorder, and I personally am bipolar, so I get the like emotional dysregulation thing, and having that used against you would be frustrating, even by someone that has it themselves, because not everyone's experience is gonna be the same, obviously. So hopefully the record will be coming soon. I might work on it sometime today. I might just continue to record the stuff that I don't think I'm going to rewrite, but also like a lot of this record is kind of heavy. It's like heavy lyrical matter. I hope that in my next project I can start writing more fun stuff. It's kind of, I'm probably fucking up the audio so much when I'm doing that. I didn't realize. Hopefully that's not too bad. Oh my god, what was I saying? I really want to be able to experiment more with my instrumentals and stuff going forward, and like be more playful, but I've been wanting to play around more with like strum patterns and just different tempos and rhythms and vibes. Even though it is basically all going to be acoustic and the instrumentation is going to be extremely similar, but I want to add like tambourine in there, and I want to not have to rush this. I don't want to rush myself, but I feel like I should rush myself. I want to get it done before I go to Seattle for this concert so that I don't have to worry about it and I can just feel like triumphant and just have fun and not worry about it, and then turn fucking 26. And then I want to skydive because that's on my bucket list, but I maybe want to wait until after I do South by Southwest, which I'm applying for within the next few months once I hopefully get this goddamn project released. But I have a website, so when it gets released, it will probably be on that website, victoriaashland.com, and that is mostly filled with like Latin default text right now, like that WordPress default text. I'm talking so fast. I need to also deal with that. I've kind of not been doing that for the past couple of days. I need to kind of get back into the work mode. It was probably good for me to kind of low-key put myself into sleep mode a little bit and watch some movies and kind of spend time with family. I saw 3 different Alien movies this past week. I've been wanting to also, I've thought about making a video of just talking about like movies and shit, because I've mentioned that I was on like a Disney Pixar kick, and then I was on a Barbie kick. So then I've just kind of doing like other movies. So I guess, okay, within the past few months, like the past 3-ish months, it was like a lot of the Tinkerbell movies, except for the first one, funnily enough. Well, basically it was like Secret of the Wings and the Pirate Fairy. It was Pirate Fairy. I don't think I watched The Great Fairy Rescue. I definitely have seen it, but I don't think I saw it on, this time around. I think I've seen all the Tinkerbell movies except for that last one with the Never Beast, because America Ferrera doesn't voice Fawn, I don't think. So that was kind of weird. It started with those. We did like Moana, Coco, most of Soul. I really do love Soul. Up, WALL-E. I forgot how fucking amazing WALL-E is. That was a standout. Oh, I didn't do freaking Finding Nemo or Monsters, Inc. I still need to do that. And then I did like Lilo and Stitch, Brother Bear, just, yeah, Aladdin, Mulan, Pocahontas. We did Emperor's New Groove. It was a lot of Disney. And then we went into kind of the Barbie thing. And so I watched Barbie Diaries like 2 or 3 times in a very short time period. It's kind of weird how rewatchable that movie is. But also with my sisters, we did like a Barbie day and we watched like Spawn Lake, Princess and the Pauper, Island Princess, 12 Dancing Princesses also. That one's really good. Yeah. That's basically just a random little ramble. Yeah, just with 4th of July being today and stuff. Oh, I also wanted to end on the idea of maybe at some point I will expand my content, because just it being 4th of July, and if you live in the United States of America, then you'll probably have an idea of how like chaotic things are here. I feel like that's a good word. Politically, socially, economically, everything. And just a lot of unrest, and also with the Iran strikes, there's a lot of anxiety about that, and just a lot of not great vibes. And I kind of do make content as a way of like escaping my anxiety about things happening, in the outside world and things that I can't really control very much. But at the same time, I have always a job that I've always wanted outside of, being a musician. I've always had such a passion for journalism. Spotlight is like one of my favorite movies of all time. I just love the idea of like trying to approach controversial things with a sense of understanding and trying to just like focus the idea of objective truth in communicating information, and just whether that even exists, but trying to explore it, trying to attempt it, I guess, but also just acknowledging my own biases and those things. I feel like that's a big thing, but I would like to communicate about those things, and maybe I will, I don't know, but I also like have thought about making like an ASMR channel. There's like ways that I want to branch out in the content that I make as well, but I also know that I need to be like more consistent with the stuff that I'm making to begin with, because if I were to fully commit to another channel, I would want to be consistent with that as well, and not just alternate of like these 2 channels that each get uploaded on every like month or so. So anyway, I think that's about all for now. And I have stuff that I filmed like over a month ago that I just haven't edited, so maybe I will end up doing that. But yeah, I feel like that's all for now. So thanks for listening or watching if you made it to the end. And I hope you have a lovely 4th of July if you celebrate. And otherwise, I hope you're having a lovely day. I wish you well, and I hope to see you next time.